Welcome back, guys. In this new video I will be showing you how to draw a parabola. In this case I'll be using the directrix and focus method to draw this parabola. So a parabola has a span, it has a focal point, in this case has a directrix and a vertex. This could be drawn as well using a rectangular method and a couple other methods. But for this particular video, I will be showing you how to draw this parabola using the directrix and focus method. Now, the directrix is this vertical line here. The focal point, the vertex is half the distance between the focal point, and here is the focal point. Now, parabola has an eccentricity of 1 to 1, meaning the distance from the directrix to the vertex is the same as the distance from the focal point to the vertex. So here is, so it's half and half. Now, to get started, the first thing to do is to establish our directrix and line, and line, horizontal line. So first, let me change to my construction layer. Add an engage line, go down and turn on auto mode. That much might be good, and I'm going out this distance. My next step is to move this line up. I left click to activate, type M for move, then enter. Specify a base point which I want to be here. I then left click at the midpoint to drop that there. That part is now done. Oh, probably I should explain the principle for this. No, I've discovered a new techniques which I think saves a tremendous amount of time. I must point out though that in AutoCAD, these advanced level drawings are more time consuming with the software in a lot of cases. Now, so this method is to the principle is that we mark off the distance from the directrix to all these to F1, from the directrix to 1, then use the focal point as the center, then scribe an arc or circle on the corresponding vertical line, right? And then we go from D1 to F, then use your center and scribe an arc or a circle on the corresponding line. But for this method, I've discovered a way in which I could use circle to transfer the distance. So I will be doing that. And for persons who have been following my videos, you would realize that I use mostly advanced techniques, and I'm keen on using circles and rectangles. So nonetheless, let's get started. So we have drawn this. My next step is to mark off this 50, which is a focal point from here. So for that, I'll be offsetting this at a distance of 50. Probably offset by 25 first and then offset again. Yeah. So I will offset over offset, enter. Offset distance is 25, enter. Then left click that, left click and go that. So now I now have my vertex and my focal point. To label these, I'm going to type point, P-O-I, and point. Then I'm going to click here for one point. Space bar to reactivate, click here for next point. Space bar to reactivate, click here for my next point. So here is my vertex. Now I need to label these, so I will be going to my construction, my text layer first. Left click there, then click on the text drop down, then go down to single line text. The space bar would allow me to specify my start point. I left click here. It says specify the text height. I want a text height of about 8, enter. And the rotation angle of 0, enter. Then I say here is my directrix, here is my vertex, here is my focal point. Then click outside and escape. So here is this point is my directrix. Here is my vertex, and here is my focal point. Now the next step is to mark off a number of vertical lines. Yeah. Oh, before that, I probably need to mark off the span that I want this to be. Say, for example, if I want this parabola to have a span of 80, I'll say offset or enter. Offset distance is 40, which is half, 40, enter. I then left click this up. Probably let this be about 120. Or enter. Let this be 60 on each side. That. Then come down here, click there, escape. So now I have that. Okay, sorry about that. Now my next step is to between V to F is to mark off a number of parallel lines, vertical lines here, and I could let me drop what copy this, C O enter. Base point is here, and let me offset this by I'll drop this right here. Alright, I'm gonna just offset it. O enter. Offset distance is, let's use 10, 1, 0, enter. That direction. Or probably should use 12. Enter. 12, 1, 2, enter. Then I'm gonna go multiple offset. Alright. O enter. Offset distance, let it just be probably. Let's try, I don't want it to be close. Let's try 15, 1, 5, enter. Click offset, left click here, then go down to multiple. So I left click, then go down to multiple, and I click, and with each click, I click, one more is created, click, another one is created, click, more is created. Alright, so that's the beauty of using multiple. My next step now is to label these. Yeah, label these. I think I want to change these to a different layer. Or no, let them stay. Okay. My next step is to number these one. Well, this is for this is for that. That is for that. And this belongs here. This belongs here. I'm going back up to text, select single line text, and specify here as my start point. Text height, I want to use 5 in this case, probably 5 or 6. Well, 6, let's use 6 in this case. Enter. Rotation angle 0. And this now is, I think I want a different color layer. This now is on 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Click outside and escape. So we have that. We basically number all these lines. Now, it's now time for us to apply the principle. So first I'm going to change to my construction layer. And in this place, in this case, I want to use a dark construction layer. So I then engage circle. So the rule is that am going to be transferring the distance, all these distance from D, distance from D to the vertex. From D to V and D to 1, D to F, D to 2, D to 3, and I will be using the vertex as my center. Should I be transferring? I'll be transferring those. This I'll be marking arc. But in this case, I've discovered a new technique where I don't need to use an arc. I think arc is time consuming and can be a little difficult, so I'll be using trim. So I'll type ER, enter, click here, and click there. That is trim. I then click this now. That first point is now done. Why is it trim? First point is done. I then click here, go back to D. Then I'm gonna drag this, extend this. Oh no, to 1. D to 1 is my first point. So I highlight this and then click and drag the grip to 1. My next step is to bring this down to F. Remember now that after you have made the adjustment from D, you need to bring it to F. F is the center for all of them. And this is 1, right? Remember this is 1. So we're gonna trim this. TR, enter. Trim the top of 1. Go down, trim the lower part of that as well. Yeah. I think the one that have been there. That part of that one is done. So then bring this out of the way. I'm going back now to D and I'm expanding this. My radius now is DF. Left click there. So I click and drag that out to DF. I then now move this to F, which should fall there. Then trim. ER, enter. So as we trim, the pattern will be created. So we don't need to wonder where that figure is. And the first point is here. So I left click there, grip and hold in the middle, drag this down back to D. And again, we click this grip, drag this out to this point. Yeah. And again, we click here, drag this out to F. And we look for the point where the circle cuts the vertical line to. We're going to trim that point. So I go TR, enter, click here, click here. That part is done. I then click here and go to D, click here, out to that. Then I'm going back now, grip this and go back to F. And we're going to look to see where and you can see the consistency here. We start here, we go up here, up here, up here. So the next one to be trimmed would have been this one. So this method eliminates any confusion. ER, enter, enter. We click here and we click down here. And I realize that my span is a little close. I think I want this a little bit wider than that. Yeah, the span is a little bit too close. I don't want it to be that close. Could let the span be about 200, 100 on each side. So I left click here, drag this back to D, which is Directrix, drag this out now to 4, then grip the middle, F, drop it right at F right there, and then we look at where this cuts 4, yeah, where this cuts 4. In this case, I need to extend, E, X, enter, right there, and come down here, touch down here again. That is good. So you can see the pattern being created there. Probably I don't even need to go any further, but I'll add 2 more to this. So I'm gonna offset this by 10, or enter, well 15, enter. Right, then delete this one. Well, in this example, I use a span of 200, span of 200. And this one I am reducing it a little bit. I think I need to expand this some more. I think I need to expand this some more. So look what I'm gonna do. I don't want to use 200 because I really don't want to go. Alright, that is 200. That at 100. Enter. Delete line. I'm utilizing the quadrant here to get my line right there. Spacebar to reactivate. Then I'm gonna extend these to touch that. EX and enter. Touch, 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 touch. So the principle of this is that I don't want this to span beyond this point. So it appears as if these might not be necessary right here. So let me go again. Let me delete this. And again, in that case, I use the circle to transfer distance. So I go back to Directrix, and I then go to 5, extend to 5, then crypt this, go to focal point, then I trim where 5 touches that, enter, enter, touch, where 5 touches, where the circle meets 5, I'll trim that part. Uh-oh, I deleted that line down there. Alright. I then click this, and then drag this back to D, and I'll extend this out to 6, and I don't think I'll be going beyond 6. Yeah, then I'm gonna move this now to F, to the focal point. This is now 6, so 6 meets exactly here. I don't even need to trim anything there. 6 meets there, so I don't need these aren't needed. Yeah. So now that I've done that, our next step is to plot this. So for that, I'm going to my outline layer, and I'm using spline, SPL for spline, enter, and I'm starting here, left click here, left click there, click there, and I'm here, there, PR, and enter, and that's it. That is how we draw a parabola when giving the using directrix to focus method, and in this case the distance from the directrix to the focus is Let's add dimension to that. Click that. Then I'm going to touch here, down to that. That is 50. Space bar. Here to here is 25. Is 25. And our span from here to there, span is 200. Yeah, so this is how we draw a parabola when using the directrix and focus method. Yes. Thank you for watching, guys. Of course, this is a little time consuming, but that's how it goes.